Well, the immigrants that came to Waipu in 1853, I think it was, they were all originally from Scotland. Then they came through from Nova Scotia to New Zealand, all Scottish descendants, and they decided to keep the tradition going. And they, 141 years ago, they commenced having Highland games here in Waipu. Traditional Scottish games.
Well, I don't live at Waipu, and neither does Ross. Ross lives in Tikawiti and I live in Wellington, but we come here every year because we like to associate with people of our own culture and who have a common interest in our background and who come from the same country as we do, which is Scotland. My family were living on the Isle of Rum when they left and came to New Zealand by way of Nova Scotia. And they arrived in 1860 in New Zealand. It's like trooping the colour in a garden party and a band parade all in one. It's great fun. Yes. What about you, Ross? Where did your forebears come from?
Mum's family came from Octaderin and Fife. And the other lot, the Hayes, came from, that's the Crombie side, the Hayes came from over down in Leith in Edinburgh.
Oh, yes.
Of course, they followed the gold rushes in Australia and then came to New Zealand down to Gabriel's Gully, and they were originally down there. So the Crombies were mine managers in coal mines up there in Capildray and that in Fife. So have a long sort of history with that. And my mother's the president for the House of Gordon, so we just come up here for the Highland Games. But I grew up, or my mother the same, grew up with a very sort of Scots background. It's kind of different when you go over to Scotland and Ireland. They say, oh, you're a New Zealander, can you do a haka or something like that? And no, give me a set of bagpipes and I'll show you what I can do. So, and my sisters and I grew up playing the pipes, and Dad was the guest drum major today, so he's been leading the Tikawiti Pipe Band since it started back in 1949. So. I think it's just a tie to our ancestry, you know. I mean, yeah, we're New Zealanders, we're born here, but I mean, mine, you go back to 1885, and then it's all back over in the UK, you know, in Ireland. It's not.
Yes,
it's not here.
The history of Britain is our history too, until such time as our families came out here.
So you know, and yeah, I mean, in some small way, some of our families were playmakers back in the old country, and then their descendants decided for a better life to come to New Zealand.
But the main reason I come here is I have a lot of fun and I enjoy myself. And meet a lot of interesting people.
That's the other side of it too.
Yes.